And we are live.
Howdy ho, campers.
What is going on, my man?
Well, I was having my chest poked out real nice and big there first quarter of this Bama game, but Georgia here in the late second half, they've still got about their 154 left on my screen. They have tightened this thing right back up. We got 17-14, but Bama's still on top by 3. They do have the ball, and I got to say, Ty Simpson's been looking pretty sharp. I'll say that. Um, I can't say as much about Ryan Williams. He's had a couple
I was
catches,
just about
but
to ask about Williams.
I mean, we had a wide open, him all alone, just trot into the freaking end zone touchdown that hit him right in the hands. First drive, I think it was, and he dropped it. I just dropped it, Butterfingers, man, and just I was upset. I might have yelled some mean words at my TV, but
What would your TV do to you?
it made me see that, and I was very upset with my TV.
It made you see that.
But and another funny tangent on Ryan Williams for right now is an interesting little pop-up showed up on the screen after he dropped that ball that said he had the most drops in the SEC since 2014.
Well, I was going to make a comment about that because I've been watching more of the Penn State game, and as soon as I had shifted over to this during one of the commercials, he was dropping the ball. And I remember last week that was starting to become an issue. I mean, is this an epidemic thing we have going on? Does he need hand surgery? Does he have an injury? What's the issue here?
I think he got that got paid itis, and maybe he just doesn't. I don't know, man. It's easy to say one thing or another. I'm not a professional athlete or above any of that kind of stuff. So no telling what these guys are dealing with. But
Are you saying he's like holding back to try to not injure himself for future prospects, or he's just, I've got my money, I'm not going to put forth effort because I've already got my money?
Well, I think he might be spending that money in his off time instead of training as much, perhaps, or maybe his head might be elsewhere as far as football. Because last year it was rah rah, got the Alabama tattoo, let's go, going to be a captain, and now he couldn't catch a cold if his life depended on it, and it's getting on my nerves, man, because he's supposed to be one of our guys.
I know. I was really looking forward to a matchup between him and Coleman in the Iron Bowl. It kind of being churched up between them right now, and we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of game left here. He might show out. He might get everything together. But
I would love to shove my foot all the way in my mouth for him to just have some miraculous thing here in the last minute and a half, but. This year has not been what I was expecting out of him at all. I was expecting one of those big leap forward where he was obviously the number one guy, but I'm going to stand on business that Bernard's the best player on the team right now besides Ty Simpson, and Ty Simpson's coming along, man. He almost had a little boo boo and threw that pick early, but other than that, he's been sharp. So
I'll give you that. I think we actually talked about Bernard in one of the Dude Bros podcasts, like one of the early ones way back when. But
yeah,
he's definitely someone who's been on the radar for a while there. Now, like
He's
I said, I've
solid.
been watching the Penn State game, and it's definitely more of a defensive game. And I know that's not necessarily what everyone likes to watch. I, however, have enjoyed it, and I will say I am thoroughly impressed with the pass rush that I'm seeing out of there. Like I think I might have discounted the defensive line there for both teams realistically. But Penn State put the first points up there. Still, I mean, it's 3-3, very, very low scoring game. I think we all are putting our foot in our mouth on that one because I think pretty much everyone called the over.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, we were all expecting big points out of these guys. And I've only, obviously, Bama's the game I'm obviously got my eyes locked on the most, but I have been flipping back to the Penn State game. And every time I flip back, it's just defensive play, defensive play, defensive play, defensive play. I mean, nothing's really rolling for anybody on offense. And I mean, me personally, I love a good defensive game, but those aren't the ones in prime time that sell. I'm sure there's a lot of pissed off people about why isn't anybody scoring a touchdown and where's the big plays and all that crud. So, but I like seeing games like this. It means everybody's doing their freaking job, you know?
Right. It means everybody's executing where they're supposed to. That's really what
Yeah.
it comes down to. And I think we will see more points go up there in the second half. I think both teams will make some adjustments. I think Penn State is going to try to open it up and spread the field out a little bit more. They're kind of getting funneled into the middle too much. I think they'll try to adjust a little bit on that. I think we realistically, I think that the ball is going to stay on the ground quite a bit, and we are still going to see that classic gridiron, just meat on meat slamming into each other. And
Right. Well, that's
I
what
mean,
it's
that's a
been every
good
time I
game.
flip over.
I mean, this Alabama Georgia game right here is another one that we maybe thought might be a little bit different of a game starting out. There definitely was some separation that seemed to be starting to occur. Now it seems
Mm-hmm.
to be kind of balanced out.
I don't know. Bama's in striking distance again inside the 20. They still got 46 seconds left on the clock. Well, I don't know. There's a flag. We'll see what happens here.
What do
Flag
they got
City.
up 60 yards off this drive right here? Yeah,
Oh
62
yeah,
yards. It's
they have moved the ball well. I mean, and for this being Jam Miller's first game back, I've been pleasantly surprised with how much he's contributed. And once he gets that edge, he's been doing well. He's got his feet under him and he looks good. So
now here's the big question too. Our man Stockton was one of the quarterbacks that was in contention when we were talking all the Heisman talk,
hmm
seeing what might come about with that. Now, do we think he is still a Heisman contender at all? We're certainly deep enough in the season at this point where like I said, this is the separation Saturday. This is where we're going to see who's got the potential to become the playoff teams, who's got the potential to become a Heisman candidate. Up to this
I'm,
point, it's really been speculation.
I mean, I think you kind of really touched on it in not only the episode but a couple of the previous lives here. It's kind of we're seeing who's what right now because everybody's had their things to say about Bama. Everybody's been behind Georgia. I mean, they've looked good all year. They've had a tight one with Tennessee, obviously, and squeaked out of there. But um, to be 17-14 at almost the half, it's about what I was expecting. I don't think you're going to see any separation if there's going to be separation until maybe the fourth quarter. Once these boys are getting tired, you're getting to the back end of it. Your defenses maybe aren't playing as hard. So we'll see. Bama's got like 250 yards of offense, almost double of what Georgia does, and there's only a 3-point score difference. So I think they're probably going to have to keep up that kind of pace because don't sleep on Georgia and don't sleep on Gunnar Stockton. The kid's got talent, and I think if allowed an opportunity, he's going to bite you right in the ass. So
I'll give you that for sure. Let's talk about some of the other games. This channel has long promoted the Vanderbilt quarterback, and
bang, 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 bang.
I think today he certainly showed out. I believe he absolutely should be in the Heisman talks at this point.
5 touchdowns today.
And he
He
looked
might,
solid. I mean, granted, it was not one of the top tier teams that you're
right,
seeing
sure.
them going up against, but he's executing where he needs to execute. He's making the smart plays. He's
hmm
moving where he needs to move laterally in the pocket. He's doing exactly what you want to see out of a
hmm
Heisman contender, and that's why I kind of nudging his name out there. Could
Yeah,
be
I think
belong.
he's squeaking on into that door. I mean, to be fair, the big names that were supposed to be, and I've touched on this all day, the big names that were supposed to be our big Heisman names, obviously it's going to be these guys, it's going to be this guy, it's going to be Arch, it's going to be Mateer, it's going to be, Lagway. All these guys have opened the door for everybody else that's playing well that has a rough schedule. I think Diego broke or tied the touchdown record for Vanderbilt today. That's the kind of stuff Heisman candidates do. So
Yeah.
I like to see it. I've been preaching up that kid since week 0, and well before that, I was talking about him last year when he beat Alabama.
There's the next touchdown for Bama there with the extra point,
There we
by the way.
go. Ty going to scooch it on in by himself. See, that's the kind of Ty's playing well, man. If he keeps this up, he's going to be at least in the conversation, just like Diego should be.
I could potentially see that, but I think that there's got to be a lot more ground for him to cover and the team to cover, especially. I
hmm
think if there's a standout win right here and they carry out the rest of the season with that momentum, then
Yeah.
you might have some talking. But I think without that, not a chance. Big old goose egg.
So how about the other kind of big team in Alabama. We touched on them in our last half
Troy.
skis here. Yeah. Go Trojans. Uh,
Yeah,
Auburn.
how do you feel about that game? First of all, if you're bringing it up there,
Just was not what I was expecting, and I don't
right,
know what it
right.
says about which team more. I don't know if it's saying that Auburn was really trying to hang in there and make something happen, and the Aggies are just too good, or I, I don't I don't know what the other side of the argument is. I felt like they
Well,
just
hold on. I will say this: look at all of our sleeper teams. Literally every single one of the teams that we said might be sleeper teams are all these undefeated teams that are rising up there, knocking off these teams that have a little bit of clout behind them.
hmm
Vanderbilt absolutely being thrown in the mix there as one of those teams. I
hmm
mean, I think I don't know. I think we're about to see a major shift here. I think Beck will absolutely stay in the conversation. Granted, this has been
hmm
a freebie week. He gets to take a step back, let the
Yeah.
chaos kind of play out, and then come
Yep.
in here. We'll see how Mateer really does adjust after this hand surgery that he's had. He may still be in the contention. He may be completely out. I think Lagway is out at this point for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Uh, I think Pav's definitely in.
hmm
I think he's got to be now. If we're sticking in the SEC, I think the Nuss bus may officially be out of gas. I
Yeah.
uh, I think there's got to be a big. I mean, I love the Tigers. I think there's got to be a big miracle for
hmm
Nussmeier to be able to even be considered in this conversation.
And it's sad too because he made some good plays tonight, but
But
he
he
didn't
also
make.
made some very poor decisions,
There you go.
and he also made some very poor passes.
There you go. Yep. He showed out, but he did not. Like we've been talking about, there was not the Heisman moment. He didn't show you the big play. He didn't come out when you absolutely needed it. Um,
Not at all.
no, and that's unfortunate because I was kind of on and off with him in the beginning, and then I tried to get on that bus, and he just like you said, the bus is out of gas, my friend, and I
Yeah.
don't think there's any filling that thing back up. I don't care what kind of game you have going forward, unless all the other candidates just start to shit the bed. You know what I mean? Because then that's sad for football because then we're scrambling for who. Well, hell, it might be the defensive player who's the Heisman this year. Who's the best defensive player? You know, it's that's not what you look for.
Well, I don't know. I think that I would personally like to see more when you really have a standout player on defense. More,
hmm
I know if we're breaking it down, there's dozens of relevant awards that give out to players every year,
Sure.
professional and collegiate level.
Yep.
But I think that every now and then we absolutely should I don't think it should always be quarterbacks. I think every now and then you need to
Same.
have a running back. I think you need to
hmm
throw a receiver in there every now and then. And you
hmm
know what? If we have some glorious tight end come in here and completely disrupt the game, maybe they deserve it.
hmm
I think that the Heisman has already kind of broken out of the paradigm of being resigned to one position, one
hmm
kind of thing. So let's just say, yeah, you were the best player. Sorry, you were the best player. That's what the Heisman is. You were the
Yep.
best player this year, according to the votes. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bama liked a difference in a variety of their Heisman winners. I'm pretty sure they've got a running back and a quarterback and a receiver.
Well, let's for one remember that the Alabama Crimson Tide enjoyed a period in history in their program that will very unlikely be able to be repeated ever
Mhm,
again. And they enjoyed many benefits across the board. One of those being incredible talent in a great many positions. Hold on, I think we have yeah.
Surprise, dude, bro. Oh my.
Looks like Coach might be popping here in a second. I'll go ahead and let him come in when he's ready.
I think I'm in here.
I hear him.
I've heard that before.
Whoa. Easy, children. Let me get my lights set up out here. I'm going to try to do this outside and see if it looks cool.
Oh, I thought we were maybe doing some little spooky ghost theme or something there.
I am
we
so
could
scared
do
right now.
that. If it keeps flickering like this, it might be spooky ghost theme. Sorry. All right, let's see if this works. Get up there.
Oh man! Well, we're finally
Jesus
at half
Christ.
with Bama. We're
You
finally
kind
at
of see
half.
me. And whatever. It was a good try, I guess.
Audio's fine.
All right. Well, what's up,
What do you think,
guys?
Coach?
I think Alabama looks really, really, really good, and we don't. They're really prepared, and we're really not.
Hey, it didn't start out like that in the beginning. In the beginning, it really did look like it might be the complete opposite of what we're seeing right now.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I think they brought it around pretty well there, man. I gotta say, I was feeling like I said when we started, I had my chest puffed out there for about 15 minutes, and then here they came, and I mean we're sitting pretty tight here at the end. They did score right there at the buzzer, but they showed
Dude,
some
and
life
y'all
there.
What was crazy about that whole transaction too? Like y'all played us, like y'all had the no timeout deal, right? And like had the perfect calls to play us into calling timeouts for y'all. And I was like, damn, that was good. You know, they got the crazy formation and made us call. We're like, oh crap, we called timeout. And they're like, you saw the board just go nuts. He was like, yep, got him. Yeah, that's one timeout. And that's how they got to drop the play to Proctor. We had to burn another timeout. And they drew the play to Proctor, which is a really good play.
Was doing that earlier in his game too. And then he was trolling hardcore.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That was entertaining to watch. I will say that was some pro wrestling stuff right there. You know.
Yeah, you can say what you want about the guy, but when you watch his games, you're gonna have a good time.
Okay.
Like, you're good. There's something's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, wow, that was perfect.
Absolutely. He definitely was born to do nothing other than coach either football or basketball.
I think he would be a very, very good basketball coach as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a women's basketball coach. I think he would be the Lady Volunteers basketball coach.
He's got some big shoes to fill. What was that lady's name? Pat something? Pat Summerlin?
That's what I'm saying, but I think he could do it. I think he absolutely could. If we're doing a little cross thing.
That's pretty bold statement. She won a ton of games, Leon.
Well, you know what, Coach? I bet you if you set me and Lane down and gave us a handle of whiskey and some little Dude Bros rock salt glasses to drink it out of there, that I could probably convince him to do it because he's absolutely one who is not going to be big dogged or outmanned on something. So if you tell him he can't do it, I bet you he could Bugs Bunny your way into getting him to petition for that job.
100%.
I know that's what Florida's trying to do right now. There are a lot of boosters in his ear whispering.
I bet.
Sorry about the audio, guys. You can mute me, dude.
You're good.
Sorry.
So what are you thinking, dude? We haven't really had your opinion on what you're thinking about Georgia yet.
Well, I have not seen most of the end of the first quarter and beginning of the second quarter. You got to remember, I started off with Penn State, watched a little of the Bama, went back to Penn State, and I left a very tidy Georgia team. That's why I was like, oh, well, certainly Penn State, this is going to be the game to watch. Georgia's already got this in the bag, and then I come back, and it's oh no.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, then let's swap it then, since I'm going to have to obviously lean on you for your opinion because you've obviously watched more of the Oregon game. It is 3-3 at half, and it's obviously, like we were talking about, a very defensive game. Has either one of those teams, because it's always been defensive play when I was swapping those over, has anybody kind of shown out that they might have some life better than the other?
Like I said, the defensive line really impressed me with the pass rush that I'm seeing. Like that is, I was not expecting that, and it is above and beyond what they, in my mind, what they were said to be. That being said, the camera, whatever old NBC Peacock has in their mind, is clearly trying to church up this Penn State quarterback because I would say the camera has been on him 60% of the game whether
You're like
he is
Aller,
in the
huh?
yeah, it really seems like I'm expecting him to rescue a baby before the end of this game or something. It's.
Well, he's one of those names that have been in the Heisman talk
But
last year, and he was
hold
supposed
the
to be
phone,
this
hold
year.
the phone. I say that, and this man just
Man.
scrambled, ran up the middle, and basically just belly flopped to get the extra 3 yards. I mean, it hurt. It hurt me watching just then.
It hurt.
He is putting his body out there. I will say he's being more physical than I've seen him before. I think both teams, this is the most physical game either one of them has had so far this year. And I think that I put my money on Penn State in the beginning, but if I were coming into this objectively, I would probably just give the kudos to Penn State at this point, because that quarterback really he's getting banged up, but he is voluntarily getting banged up. It's not quite Scatabo level, old jiggity biggity. I'm going to break juggernaut everything, but he's really putting it out there.
What are you thinking about defense on your side, Coach?
I feel like us right now, we're just very ill prepared. I haven't watched any Oregon. I flipped over for a little bit and watched some of it. I really do like Oregon's defense, though. Dan Landing, big fan.
Same.
I think he does a great job. He's awesome, and as a head coach and a coordinator. But Georgia's defense, I just feel like I feel like we're just lost right now. I don't know if we just got a bunch of. I really don't know our team though, so I couldn't tell you. I know the KJ Bolden dude's really good, but I don't know if we're young or if we're just unorganized. I can't tell. We just a lot of people are wide open that shouldn't be wide open on stuff like that or that basic. I understand that Ty Simpson is really good, but Jesus Christ. So
Have you
something's
noticed
wrong.
that it seems to be on the strong side whenever they're pulling up there? That I don't know.
Dude, on the big 74 side?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, yeah, 74 Proctor's a freaking beast, dude, and he's just knocking us off the ball over there. And then
that's what I'm saying. Just
like, dude, we pass rushed if we blitz, Bama always does a great job like checking to a screen on us, and they've hit us with that like 4 times already, which is crazy. But check to a screen, so we try to pressure with 4, and our poor little DNs are over there. I say little, they're big guys, but compared to Proctor. Compared to Proctor, they're like tiny. He's over just molesting these guys, and they can't do nothing. Dude. They can't do anything over there. And then Simpson just pass the ball, and he'll take off to his left and find 5 or 1 or 2 from Alabama, Williams and Bernard and them guys. It's rough right now. It's rough out here.
Hey, there's a lot of game left.
There is, and Georgia, the offense is playing well. I think circumstantially they're playing well, but. They haven't had the ball.
What does that mean, first of all, Coach? Circumstantially.
Okay, Alabama's. I've never seen this stat before in Division I football. Back-to-back 14-play drives in the SEC. They only had the ball for like 20 snaps. You know what I mean? So, like, circumstantially, like they've done okay. They just hadn't been out there. I mean, our defense has been out there all night.
That's very
the special teams. Like that was really smart of them too on the special teams. Like, okay, y'all score it before halftime. And we got the penalty instead of doing the dumb thing and kicking a touchback, just dribble it across the ground. So now we have to field it and burn time. That was really smart. I feel like Bama's coaching staff and everybody is really on the same page, and we're not. I guess what I'm saying.
I'll say this about the coaching staff on Bama's side. The first 2 episodes I think we did, I was not happy with the demeanor of the coachings on Alabama's sideline.
Yeah,
it was pissing me off. He was like, I remember saying, I think specifically, it was like DeBoer was sitting over there like he smelled a stinky fart the whole first 2 games. That's why I crossed my arms,
because I already knew what you were talking about. I was right here.
He wasn't saying the word, and the only time he'd get fired up was when he was trying to chew a ref's ass when he finally had to say something. And I was just, I was like, that is not how you win a team. That's not how you show you're the leader, especially when you're the fucking new guy coming in behind Nick Saban. You have got to establish that this is yours now. I'm going to make this mine. I'm going to be here for a while. So go chew some asses.
Yeah, go in there. Will Muschamp a few headphones, do something.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of dry erase boards. Gap integrity, guys. Do your job. That's one of my favorites. He starts out so calm. All right, we run chop. It's called gap integrity. All right. that makes sense. And he just rears back and just punches the shit out of the dry erase board. Just goes from calm to psycho out of nowhere.
I got hold of about 200 hours of just training camp footage with Saban, and I've been enjoying just going through. I mean, it's not like edited up or anything. It's just raw footage. And I mean, he lays into people. And that straw hat he has, he's a damn samurai throwing ninja stars with that bitch. I mean, it is impressive.
Well, that's what you need. That's why coaches like Jimmy Johnson were so good. That's why coaches like Saban were so good. They can get out of a player, even if they are not that capable. They are going to get the best and then a little bit more out of whoever they got. And when you do that, you get Heismans, you get national championships, you get, these Hall of Famers because they bought into what was being told to them, believed what they were being coached, and listened to their coach and did all they could. And as long as you're doing your job and you're giving me everything you got, you'll be here. As long as you're, it's just, you got to get that out of your guys. And and I said all that to say this is because DeBoer, the past couple of weeks, has showed me some life. He's coaching these guys up. He's slapping them on the ass. He's getting in somebody's ass when they're not doing their job. He's doing it. So I like it as an Alabama fan to see that.
Right.
Yeah, and I think too, y'all got to give him sorry to cut you off, but you got to give him I know time is, he's been there a year already. Yeah, I get it, but keep giving him time because if you go back and watch him coach at Washington and stuff, he did coach like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
he was fiery. Just let him he's got to get his own people in there he can trust to be fiery around. You got to build that culture your way, So
sure.
He just got to take him some time, and he'll get the guys in there he needs. He's got the little quality control coaches, the SLJC coaches, all that.
Sorry, this is college football. You get one. That's what you get.
You get one. You get 1 year, sir. Or about that poor coach at Bainbridge over there, Bainbridge High School head coach. They went 1-9 last year, and they fired his butt last night after the game. They were 0-4, fired his butt.
Ooh,
sure
did.
Out
here.
That's in high school, dog.
Hey, high school is getting increasingly more competitive. There's more and more money going into it, more sponsorships.
NIL
media stuff going in. Yeah, NIL's taken in there now.
Well, that's the thing is that NIL has really turned high school football into the last of the Mohicans, man, as far as football is concerned. Because I mean, as far as an honest, still having that honest program, and even now, I live in Alabama. We've got a school here named Thompson. They have had millions and millions and millions of dollars dumped into that program over the past few years, and they have won a bunch of national championships.
As they should.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So even now, high school is, and it was before in a lot of places, especially in places like Texas, places like California. There was big money in high school football, and now it's really starting to finger out. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It's I'm reading stories about kids who are a sophomore in high school who are turning down $1 million deals to not go play at somebody else's school. They're offering them a house, a car, the whole freaking you know what I'm saying? Just whatever they want.
Before you get too fired up, you got to remember the day and age we are. We're also at the same day and age where kids are getting millions of dollars because they smelled a foot or jumped off a roof or did whatever stupid crap that they've done. I mean, we're in a very, very weird world, clown world, man, all the way.
Well, it's hard for a coach too. I mean, you're a head coach, and you got to worry about somebody else who's not as good as you coming, who has more money than you, to sniff your players out and take them to their program just because they got a grant or a new donor this year. I mean, the freaking carousel is absolutely ridiculous, man, and now it's hitting high school football like never before.
Dude, to my high school football and that kind of stuff going on. I got not this past season, but the season before that, I got coaching that freshman all-star game. Well, I had this defensive end. I forget the kid's name was DJ something. It's like one of them Samoan kids with the long flowing hair, kind of like Troy Polamalu style. Well, I had him playing Dean, and his mom come up to me. His mom was a smoke show. Come up to me or whatever. They had a pile of money. The husband was in the military and died and got a bunch of money. Yada yada yada. Sorry, I had a phone call. And anyhow, so. This lady, he was at Milton High School in Georgia, which is one of the best high schools in Georgia right now, football-wise. And she was like, well, I'm probably going to take him somewhere else. Then she takes him out. They listen to these names I'm fixing to rattle off this kid. Takes him to Long Beach Poly out there in California, stays there for a year, goes to DeSoto, Texas, stays there for a semester, and then come back to Langston Hughes High School in Georgia, I think it was. just to try to get him his best offer for an NIL deal as a football player in college.
There's a lot of kids doing that. A lot of kids doing that.
But how do you afford that? You know what I mean? That's just because you have to buy houses and stuff to move your residence for these kids. It's just
the school assists with that in a lot of the cases.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They give you a stipend for moving your household goods, getting set. I mean, it really, really gets deep, and it's a murky thing, and it's probably going to be a whole web to unweave over the next couple of years, and then they'll come out with a new system that's just as broken and even more dumb in some newfangled way we haven't thought of yet.
Well, hold on. Before we get tangent out too far, I want to bring this back to a team that I was really happy that won today, and that is your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Who'd they beat?
I don't. Wake Forest. They didn't deserve to beat them.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I want that program to do well, and to see that they pulled it out in overtime, I was happy to see that. So good for them. Kudos.
Okay, I hate to be a jerk, but I got to bail.
You're good, Coach.
Bye, Coach.
All right, guys. Hey, have fun tonight, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Roll Tide.
Sir.
Yeah, but whatever, dude. Good dogs.
Always a pleasure to hear from Coach.
Indeed. Are there any more games you wanted to touch on, dude?
Well, let's see. We talked about the Vandy game.
Yeah.
Which they did very well. Our QB showed out. We expected that. The Georgia Tech game, let's stay on that for a second, because I did watch a good bit of that.
Yeah.
It was just not what you wanted to see after last week's performance. It's not what I needed to see to solidify and keep them up there. Now, I'm not saying it's obviously they're not going to slide down and fall.
Right.
But I don't think they necessarily deserve to be up there. So they're one that stays where they are and probably slowly trickles down over the next little bit. Indiana, Indiana wasn't as strong as I wanted them to be today, but they still pulled it out there. Seems like a lot of games today were closer than they needed to be, and some of the games you thought would be over were certainly far from this. Penn State Oregon game being one. I think the what was that, 52 and a half, I think was the over under on that one. And right now
the
we're
Oregon
at,
game?
6. Yeah.
Yeah. That was yes.
And we're at 6 now, so there's
right.
They can put up 50 points this next quarter. We'll be all right.
Yeah, that was I think there's a lot of people that paid at least $400 for their ticket there who are waiting for they're poking the thing with the stick and going, dude, come on, do something, offense, do something.
At least it's good weather there, It's not a freezing cold day. It's not out in the sun. It's not been a terribly hot day there. It's at least they've got a nice mild climate to sit there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, beginning of this top of the hour, I enjoy good defensive games. It means that the people are doing their jobs, and it's getting, there's accountability, and you're seeing good football, But as a fan, I'm like, come on, where's the chunk play? Where's the big touchdown? Where's the, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the second half.
I enjoy it. I enjoy this gridiron game. I mean, it's a lot of back and forth, a lot of dirty uniforms out there, and Penn State's got that white that really pops, and mud really shows up on it. It's good. It's what you want to see. That being said, the game is getting very interesting. I think I'm going to wrap this up and go attend to that, and then hop in and follow out with the Georgia-Bama game, my man.
Well, that sounds like a plan, my boy. I think it's been a good day, and I appreciate everybody tuning in to see us today. It's been a long one.
Absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. Check out our other content. Thanks for watching once again.
Until next time.